Why isn't this playing? You're making me.
How we doing? This is Rob Foster with RBF Fitness and Nutrition.
People upgrade their iPhones, they upgrade their Androids, they upgrade their laptops, but they're operating with the same brain that they operated with for the last decade.
You should know the value that you bring to the marketplace. You know what your passion is. You know why you do what you do.
So racism, it's out there, but it doesn't have to stop you. Just because somebody might look at you a certain way, that doesn't have to stop your forward progress. Where you have to eliminate the excuses. You got to make that game plan say, for me to get to that point. Right. Happy Tuesday evening, ladies and gentlemen. So I didn't have a show this morning because my guest had to cancel. And then I scheduled other stuff in between. So I figured I would come at you now because it would throw off the rest of my numbering for the rest of the month. And we can't have that. So I figured I'd show up on a Tuesday night, give you just a quick dose of inspiration and knowledge, and then we'll go from there. So what I want to talk today is about goal setting. So in your traditional, I don't know what the word is, about goal setting is you always hear about the SMART method, specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely. And, there's other words that some formats throw in there, but that's the gist of it. And all that stuff is definitely relevant, but there are other pieces that you need in there in order to truly be successful. And now this is stuff that I've learned from my business coaches and my mentors along the way. So it's not like stuff I just knew. And most entrepreneurs, a lot of them, they get a coach and they get guidance along the way. And then how you become a coach yourself is you take that knowledge and then you help guide other people that don't yet have it. So for on tomorrow's show, my guest and I, we're going to talk about how to make a full-time income doing part-time work. And so if you're someone that needs that or you're interested in that, then you definitely want to tune into tomorrow's show. But what I'm going to share with you today directly ties into that. So now when I hear people talk about goals, and I had multiple conversations today alone, which is what's prompted me to do this now, is there's a big difference between a goal and an idea. So an idea, let's talk about it from the fitness perspective. An idea is I want to lose 10 pounds, right? That's just an idea. So most people say, well, you have to have your why. And whys are important, but whys are completely irrelevant if you don't have a solid vision. So before you can do anything, you have to, number one, know what you want. And then number two, you got to be able to actually see it. Because once you see it, then you can believe it. Once you believe it, then you can feel it. And then once you feel it, nothing will stop you from getting it. So those are the 4 phases into actually goal setting. So for example, if I decide that I want to drive across the country, there are things that have to be in place in order for that to happen. You can't, we'll just get a car, hop in, and just start driving. It's not that easy because I have children here that need guidance. Kids are in school. I have businesses to take care of. I have my mom and my family. There's a lot of pieces to it. So I have to actually sit down and come up with a game plan to make this happen. And so when you're setting your goals, we have to take everything into consideration. So especially now that I'm doing business coaching as well, there's a full 7-step process that I take people through. And it's very, very detailed. So it's much bigger than what do you want and what is your why. I mean, those are 2 very, very vague ways of looking at it. And everybody out there in the motivational space, that's what they tell you. You got to find your why. You got to know what your why is. You got to know what your why is. Everybody knows why. If you want to lose 20 pounds, you know why. right? So the why isn't the issue. If you're having financial issues, you know why you need to make more money. What you have to do is actually see the outcome that you seek. Because once you see it, then it can actually become real. So just to say, going back to weight loss, if you go and say, I want to lose 10 pounds, you actually have to envision yourself getting back into whatever outfit you can't fit anymore, or whatever pants or whatever it is you're trying to fit back into. You have to actually see it. You got to visualize it. You got to close your eyes and see yourself at the event or on the beach, or like I said, or whatever it is you're trying to get back into. And you got to really take that moment in and make it real. Because then once it's real, then you actually feel it. And then that's when things change. Because we're human beings, and we are very emotionally driven. Excuse me. Right. So that's why feeling that end goal is huge. And if you guys have paid attention to the show, I've mentioned on multiple occasions when I opened up my first location, my first standalone location, I had it written down on a piece of paper of what I wanted that layout to be long before I was even ready to carry it out, long before. And for those of you watching this, let me take a second and see if I have it on this computer, because I'm not sure if I do. I think it's on Zoom. Yeah, it is. It's on Zoom. I don't have it on this one. Well, just for those that haven't seen it, I was going to put it up on screen, but I had it written down. And when my former partners and I, when we were out looking for a location, we walked into this one place, and it was an absolute dump. It really was. It was a complete nightmare, but it fit the layout that I had written down. And so I told them, this is perfect. And they both looked at me like I had 5 heads. Like, what? This place is perfect? Yes, because it fit the layout of what I need. Like, we could clean it. We could clean it. We can paint it. We can put new flooring down. Like, all of that stuff we can take care of. But the layout had to be right, and it was exactly what I had written down. And I believed in it so much that I felt it. So we were able to bring it to life. So when you're setting your goals, you got to stop and you got to close your eyes and you got to visualize it. So casting the vision is really the first step, because without that part, it's just going to be an idea. It's going to sit in your mental filing cabinet, and you're not going to take that targeted action that you need. So just like last year, when the pandemic hit and the gyms were forced to shut down, it's like, yeah, we were able to quickly pivot into virtual classes. But I always knew for years that I wanted something that could not be taken away from me. And at that moment, when them gyms got shut down, even though it was my business, they still took it away from me. Like, it wasn't fully mine. So I was like, I need to create something that's just mine. And then that's when this podcast came to life. And it started out just 1 day a week. And then it went to 2 days a week. And now I'm up to 4 days a week. And within probably by the beginning of April, we're going to be 5 days a week. And I have guests. I'm booking into June now. And it's just because I sat down and I really, really felt what I wanted this to become. And it's happening. So when you zero in on that, the universe opens doors, man. I'm telling you, the universe opens doors. So it's very easy to think about 100 different ways why something won't work. But if you just focus on the belief that it can work, you're going to see opportunities coming your way. Like, I've connected with so many amazing people. Like, I'm speaking in someone's group tomorrow. This woman is highly, highly successful, and she probably has anyone in her Rolodex. But since we connected, we resonate with each other, and she selected me to speak to her audience. Like, that's amazing. And just like, imagine if I never started this. Imagine if I never really had the belief that I could carry it out. I wouldn't be making these connections that I'm making. And who knows where this is going to lead into the next year, but I'm onto a solid path here. So for anyone out there that's struggling, or you think you might have an idea, something that you're holding on to that you could take bigger, if you have if you want to know how to make that full-time income or doing part-time work, then you're my target audience, and you're someone that needs to really lean into these trainings, because that's the person I'm trying to reach. The person that's content, you can stay content. I'm looking for that person that's okay, but they want more. and they're not going to settle for being content. I want that person that wants happiness. And when you join our network, there's so many different amazing people that I've connected with in the last year, from many different demographics, many different niches out there, many different industries. And let's get you dialed in. Let's figure out what you want. Let's help you cast that vision. Let's help you with the belief system. And then we'll help you put the steps in action to create a realistic and actionable plan for you to take yourself where you want to be. Because it's not just going to happen. You know how people say the best things come to those who wait? Yeah, well, people die waiting all the time. The best things come to the ones who feel it, who see it, feel it, and then they go get it. That's when the best things happen. So that's all I got for you today. I said I was going to keep it short. It's only been about 11 minutes. And for those of you who tuned in, thank you very much. Feel free to share, like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and just help this channel grow so we can help more people step into their greatness. Thank you. Have a great night.
You've been listening to Shut Up and Grind. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from this show. Robert has over 20 years experience pouring his knowledge and expertise at many events in the service and fitness industry, as well as secondary schools and universities. He has a true passion for helping others break through the barriers that are holding them back. To book Robert B. Foster to speak or to reach out, go to robertbfoster.com/speaks, on Instagram at Robert_B_Foster, on Twitter at RBF_fitness, and on Facebook at Robert B. Foster. Till next time, shut up and grind.